everyone and welcome back to Look Past Limits. Today is day 4 of van conversion.
Today's plan is to get this huge solar panel on the roof. Look at the size of it, 300 watts of pure sun energy.
That will let us insulate the rest of the roof. We will be attaching 4cm foam insulation and then we can cover it with cladding.
And the other jobs on the list today are to clad the bottom half of the van with these panels that you saw us gluing yesterday, and to get the bulkhead clad, maybe to get the lino down on the floor. So the plan with this huge 300 watt solar panel is to get it onto the roof, get it attached, get the cable gland on and get the cables running, some conduit down through here beside the cables that you saw us running the other day. That'll let us clad the rest of this wall, and if you're watching this in real time, it's probably going to be around day 20 or something by the time we actually get to hooking up the solar, so we won't be wiring it to the charge controller or anything today. We'll do that later in the build. So quickly, before we get on to the solar install, I need to show you one very exciting and pretty major addition to the build that we haven't filmed yet, and that is we have windows. So we didn't actually film this because we didn't do it. It's the only part of the conversion that we're not doing. Everything else in the build we're doing ourselves, maybe apart from some mechanical work, but everything on the actual conversion we are doing ourselves. However, the cost of the windows here in comparison with the cost of the Windows Plus install was minimal. So the local supplier of the windows was going to fit them for a really good price. That's all he does. His business is just fitting windows to vans, so we thought it would just be crazy to buy the windows from him and then go through the whole process of doing it ourselves. It would have took us a day per window probably to do it and to make sure it was right, and we would still be worried about it and whatnot. This guy came and 2 hours later both windows on both sides were done. So it was well worth it to get someone, to pay someone to do it for us. And they look really good. On this side we've got tinted on both sides, and so we've got the opening one on this side. I don't know how well you can see that there. Hello. And we've got a fixed one on the sliding door side. The idea is then that if you've got the sliding door open when you're cooking, because we're going to have the kitchen along the bulkhead, you can get airflow right through the van on both sides. And also at night we'll have a opening here at the front, and then we've got the roof vent at the top at the back, which should give nice airflow right through the van in the evening. So we're pretty excited about that. That's a pretty awesome addition to the van, and it was nice easy work for us because we didn't have to do it. We just took a day off yesterday and let him do it. Now let's get back to the solar build. So here's what we've got with the panel. It comes with these cables attached to it, and on each end is a female and a male MC4 connector, and then we've got 5 meters of 6mm solar cable, again with a male and female connection on the positive and the negative, so we can just hook this straight onto here. For those to go down through the roof, we've got the cable gland here, and we're using Renogy brackets to attach it. So the panel does have some holes already in it, but none of them really match up with where we want to put this onto the roof. These are for if you're fixing it onto a big solar array or onto your house. So we're going to attach these like this and then bolt these onto the roof. The first job that we need to do is determine where about on here we want to attach these. We can't alter the width, they have to just go here and here, so we will need to find a suitable point on the roof of the van where the width matches up with the ribs, but we can alter how far away they go this way. So up here on the roof of the van, I'm now just measuring out where the brackets are going to be. We've got 6, so we're going to have 3 along each side, and we just need to see that they match up somewhere nice where we've got a flat piece of metal, that we don't end up with the holes going through one of these ribs or sitting in an awkward spot. Whilst I'm attaching the brackets to the solar panel on the workbench here, Vendy's in the van putting some cladding on the side. So we've got the solar panel on the roof, but what I didn't show you earlier is that I've already cable tied the cables round here as well. So that's the ones that came attached to the panel, and then you can see the MC4 connector joints there and the excess cable coming out. It was just easier to do all of this on the bench before we brought it up onto the roof. So now we just need to drill the holes for the brackets to go down through the roof. So we've got the 6 brackets secured, the solar panel safely on the roof now, and now we're going to pop the hole through here for the cable gland, for the cables to go down inside. So I think that's us done for the roof. We can get tidied up here and go and sort some bits and pieces inside. So we just need to feed the solar cables in the conduit and put it down the wall here. We've already tidied up here and put some Sikaflex all around these screws that were coming through from the cable gland and round about here. So it's all completely sealed up, and once we get this cable in, we find it easier to put the cable through the conduit first and then run the conduit, because if you run the conduit in any of these gaps, it's always much more difficult to then get the cable through it. So whilst I was doing some of the solar earlier, Vendy done a great job getting these sides back on here, and we've now got this cable finished in the conduit here. We've now got all the cables that are going to run out of here. The water over there, Vendy's just putting in the insulation into this section now, and we've got another board here ready to go on there that we've just drilled out a couple of holes for the water and the cables to come through. So now that that bit's tidied up, we're going to leave it at that for now, and we're going to continue with cladding the bulkhead here. We're going to have more of the lino flooring on this section, but here we need to have some plywood, because we're going to have the kitchen, the end of the kitchen is basically going to come to here, and then we're going to have some shelves at an angle in here, and so we want a plywood backing for those shelves, and then a plywood backing on the back of the kitchen here, and then we're going to secure all of this and the linoleum to the bulkhead using what will then be the beam for the back of the kitchen, because we're building the kitchen custom, we're not using cabinets. So we're now got to think through in advance how the kitchen's going to look and sizes and determine the height. We want the worktop to sit at 86 centimetres from the floor, we think, so we're now trying to work that out, and we need to chop this and chop this beam and drill some holes through the bulkhead and bolt it all together through there. So that's the bulkhead done for now. That's as much as we can do for the moment. And whilst I was cutting the wood for this earlier, Vendy made a start on insulating the roof and she's back at it now. So we're using the 4cm foam and she's gluing it up there and then just sticking some bits of duct tape to hold it in place for now. And then we'll get the cladding over it very shortly, maybe tomorrow. So that's it for today, guys. We hope you enjoyed watching. We'll be back at it tomorrow. So remember all these good things. Press that like button, subscribe, press the notification bell. You'll get a reminder when we're back on. See you tomorrow for the next one.
See you tomorrow.
Cheers, guys.